Did you know before the NAACP, there was the National Afro-American Council? So today, we're going to be talking about the life of T. Thomas Fortune, an author, writer, journalist, and civil rights leader, born into slavery in 1856 in Marietta, Florida, known historically for slavery, Jim Crow, segregation, and the Ku Klux Klan. He was the son of Emmanuel and Sarah Jane Fortune, enslaved to Eli P. Moore. Union soldiers garrisoned the town at the end of the Civil War. Due to the Klan gaining strength in the 1870s, Emmanuel moved him and his family to Jacksonville, Florida. Despite minimal formal education, Timothy found employment at the Daily Union as a printer apprentice and became a page in the state's Senate, while Emmanuel was elected to the Florida legislature during Reconstruction. Moving north in 1874, he worked as a customs inspector in Delaware's Eastern District. T. Thomas Fortune enrolled at Howard University in 1876. He left Howard within a year and decided to become a full-time journalist. After marrying Carrie C. Smiley and having his first child, Fortune moved to New York in 1881 and established the New York Globe newspaper, although he changed the papers twice, first to the New York Freeman, then to the New York Age. It was considered the most prominent newspaper of its time, providing a voice for Black Americans in the face of widespread racism and disenfranchisement. Mr. Fortune was independent in politics from the beginning. His address on independence in politics, delivered at the Afro-American Press Convention in Washington in 1884, was widely quoted. Political Independence of the Negro by T. Thomas Fortune. But it is not my purpose to dwell upon the mechanism of parties, but rather to show why colored Americans should be independent voters, independent citizens, independent men. To this end, I am led to lay it down that an independent voter must be intelligent, must comprehend the science of government, and be versed in the history of governments and of men. T. Thomas Fortune helped popularize the term Afro-Americans. In his published essay, Who Are We, Afro-Americans, Colored People, or Negroes, he stated, "It is by process of reasoning that I have come to adopt the term Afro-American as the only proper race designation of the people of African origin in the United States. The term has found an abiding place in all of the dictionaries and much of the later literature of the U.S. The first national civil rights organization in the U.S., established in 1887, was the Afro-American League, before changing its name 2 years later to the National Afro-American League. Founded by T. Thomas Fortune and Bishop Alexander Walters, the National Afro-American League sought the elimination of disenfranchisement, lynching, segregation on railroads, and public accommodations, and to stop the abuse of Black prisoners. Fortune organized the first convention January 1890, where Joseph C. Price was elected president of the League. The convention consisted entirely of Black American delegates, adopted a constitution pledging to fight racial injustices, Jim Crow on legal grounds. Due to lack of resources, the organization disbanded in 1893. 5 years later, the organization would revive and become the National Afro-American Council, with new speakers like Booker T. Washington, W.E.B. Du Bois, and Ida B. Wells. Ida B. Wells played a significant role in the organization's effort against lynching and for racial justice. T. Thomas Fortune was an advisor to Booker T. Washington and a friend. The National Afro-American Council was the precursor to the Niagara Movement and to the NAACP. He also served as an editor to Marcus Garvey's Negro World and died in 1928. T. Thomas Fortune is from my hometown of Marietta, Florida. Back in 1995, a local resident spent 5.5 years working to get an approval for a sign to honor T. Thomas Fortune. Over the years, the sign was damaged and vandalized, but still remains to stand today. I believe T. Thomas Fortune deserves a statue in Marietta, Florida. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this video down below.